Welcome to the Title I Annual Meeting. What is Title I? Title I is a national program funded through the federal government. All elementary schools in Lancaster provide Title I. You do not have to sign up for Title I. As a school-wide Title I school, we are able to receive additional training, resources, and staffing. Title I provides opportunities for students to receive additional support in areas such as reading, math, or writing. This could mean a student receives additional support from Title I teachers for a week, for a unit, or for the whole year. How is Title I funded? Funding is based on the percentage of free and reduced lunches. In the spring, families will get a survey about Title I to provide your opinion about how these dollars are working. At Mount Pleasant, staff works with students in kindergarten through 5th grade. The main focus is on reading, but other subject help is provided. This can look like small groups during RTI, small skill groups as needed, one-on-one help, or Title helping in the classroom. This year, our staff members in Title are Mrs. Gunderson, Mrs. McBroom, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Stafford, and Mrs. Weimer. The state of Ohio issues every school a state report card using a 5-star system. Mount Pleasant received 3 stars. These scores are broken down into categories, with Mount Pleasant receiving 3 stars in achievement, 2 stars in progress, 4 stars in gap closing, and 3 stars in early literacy. The other categories we do not get scores for because those are high school only categories. As part of Title I, we complete a school-wide plan. This includes a needs assessment, school data, evidence-based strategies, high-quality professional staff, ongoing professional development, strategies to attract highly qualified teachers, parent involvement, transitions, assessments, assistance provided to low-performing students, and the coordination of programs. One of the most important parts of the school-wide plan is the needs assessment. This is completed annually and comes from the parent survey and staff survey at the end of the school year. It helps us determine our focus for the school year. Our needs assessment of results show that the areas identified as having the highest needs are reading in grades K through 2 and reading in grades 3 through 5. Areas identified as having high needs are math in grades K through 2 and writing in grades 3 through 5. The next part of the school-wide plan is evidence-based strategies. These include all-day, everyday kindergarten, special education inclusion services, a K through 5 literacy plan, a math plan, evidence-based curriculums, RTI, which is response to intervention practices, and MTSS, multi-tiered systems of supports. The next part deals with highly qualified professional staff. This means having highly qualified teachers who have licensure or certification through the state to teach the grades and subjects they are teaching. It also involves having an interview process for the building and district to hire highly qualified staff and retain them. Another part of the plan is having ongoing professional development. This includes letters training, having a building literacy coach, a resident educator program for new teachers, tuition reimbursement, the Leader in Me, and in-district professional development days. The school-wide plan also talks about parent involvement. This includes a written parent policy, attending an annual title meeting, the homeschool compact, which we'll talk about later, open house, using Class Dojo, attending parent-teacher conferences, going to PTO meetings, attending family nights, checking out the MPES support site or Facebook page, coordination and integration with other programs such as Head Start, Help Me Grow, kindergarten, preschool transitions, and junior high transitions, and the parents' right to know. The homeschool partnership is completed at all Lancaster City Schools elementary schools. It is completed and discussed at parent-teacher conferences. It talks about how parents, teachers, students, and principals will work together in partnership to ensure that each child is successful at school. The next part is preschool transitions. This involves having pre-K parent-teacher conferences, K and pre-K meetings in the spring, and staggered start for kindergarten. Assessments is the next part of the school-wide plan. In elementary, we use DIBELS in grades K through 5, which is several short tests given to children in order to screen and monitor their progress. We do state testing in grades 3 through 5. We have assessments that go with our curriculums, and we have quarterly assessments. Next in the school-wide plan, we talk about assistance provided to low-performing students, such as all-day, everyday kindergarten, public preschool, the RTI model, and small group instruction. The coordination of programs deals with some of the programs we have in our schools, such as Big Brothers, Big Sisters, counseling, mentorship, outside educational programs, and Head Start and Help Me Grow. As part of our Title I meeting, we are going to give you some ways to help your student at home. We have a video called Quick Tips to Build Reading Fluency.
Fluency looks at 3 parts of a student's reading. The first is accuracy, how accurate and how correctly they're reading the words on the page. The second is rate, that's how fast they're reading. And the third is prosody, the expression and phrasing that they're using when they read. Practicing fluency is not about becoming a speed reader. A lot of people hear that rate is how fast they read and they automatically think speed reading. That is not the case with fluency. The goal with fluency is to create smooth readers who can read through a sentence without having to stop at each word to decode it. When you are a fluent reader and your brain doesn't have to spend brain power decoding each individual word in a sentence, then your brain can use all of its power to focus on the meaning of the words that you're reading, and you'll have better reading comprehension. So the ultimate goal of smooth, fluent readers is reading comprehension. Let's look at 2 strategies you can use to practice fluency at home. You are the greatest model of a fluent reader for your child. Echo reading is a fun way for you to model smooth reading for your child. It's simple and it's exactly what it sounds like. Start by picking a short text, maybe just a page from a book, a short poem, a couple of sentences. You don't want this to be too long, and you want it to be something that your child is already able to read independently. First, you read a sentence, then your child is going to match exactly how you read that sentence. They will echo you. They'll match your speed. They're going to match your phrasing. They're going to match your expression as they echo read back to you. You can make echo reading super fun by using different voices. For example, one time you can read like a robot, or you could put your feet up on the desk and read like a boss. You could read like Papa Bear, or you can read like Baby Bear. No matter how you echo read, the goal is for your child to fluently echo exactly how you read the sentence. Practice echo reading for 5 minutes at a time. Just like a choir sings all together, choral reading is when you and your child read the same sentence at the same time. You're reading together. You'll probably need to slow your reading a tad, but not too slow. You want your child to be able to keep up with you and not get frustrated. Again, you're going to pick a text that you're going to read out loud together. Keep it short, 1 page from a book, 1 paragraph, a short poem, something like that. And before you start choral reading, it's a good idea for you to look through it and point out anything of importance to your child. For example, you might say, this is an exclamation point. When we get to this sentence, we're going to read it really excited. Or you might say, ooh, this is a tricky word. Let's practice it first. And then tell them what that word is. Practice it together. When you see this word, it says whatever that word is. Practice choral reading for 5 minutes at a time. That's it. 2 ways to practice fluency in just 5 minutes a day.
Thanks for coming to our Title I annual meeting and literacy night. On your agenda, there is a QR code. If you have any feedback or any questions, go ahead and scan the code and leave that for us. Thanks for stopping by.